Hi friends, this is Selvajang here. Welcome to my networking channel. Hope all are doing good. And today the topic I'm going to discuss about how we can configure the Fortigate firewall as a DHCP server. And another Fortigate I'm going to configure this as a DHCP client for getting the IP address from the DHCP server dynamically. Okay. So in the previous video I shown you how we can configure the Fortigate firewall as a DHCP server, and I connected to the VPCS client. So in this particular architecture, I connected both the firewall. So one firewall I'm going to configure as a DHCP server, and other firewall I'm going to configure as a DHCP client. So DHCP is a dynamic host configuration protocol which works through DORA process. So which contains the discover, offer, request and an acknowledgement packet. Okay. So the client will send the DHCP discover as a broadcast to the server, and the server in turn will send an offer packet to the client. Okay. Offer contain all the IP address information. So the client will send a DHCP request as a broadcast, and server in turn will send a positive acknowledgement. So this is how the server will send the IP information, or it will release the information to the client. Okay. So in this architecture, first let us configure this particular gateway. So this is port 2. This particular firewall connected port 2 physical interface, and this particular interface I'm going to configure as 192.168.20.1. So this is the DHCP server IP. Okay, and afterwards I am going to configure the DHCP server pool in this corresponding subnet, the same subnet 192.168.20 subnet. Okay, and this is how I'm going to configure. Then let us go to the client configuration. So first let us finish off the DHCP server configuration. First let us assign the server IP, then the pool address, then we'll go to the client configuration. Okay, so this is my server end. Let us go to config system interface. So config system interface, if you want we can set this, we can change the host name first. Config system global, I'm setting the host name, set host name as server. Okay, let us set this host name as server, save the configuration. So now let us go ahead and configure this corresponding port. For that the command is config system interface. Okay, so config system interface, edit port 2. Let us view the configuration. So there is no configuration. We have to assign the static mode, and we have to set a static IP, and also we have to set an allow access. So what is the particular service I am going to enable, either it is a ping service or it is some other service. Okay, so now let us set the mode as static, set the IP as 192.168.20.1. okay, that is IP 20.1. this is nothing but a server IP followed by the mask, and then we have to set the allow access. So which access I'm going to set the ping's permission. Okay, set allow access ping. Then let us save the configuration, and let us view the configuration again. So system interface port 1. Okay, so it is port 2, sorry. So the port 2 we have configured, this is 20.1, and the allow access I may enable the ping access. Okay, it is a physical port. So these are things I have configured. So now let us go ahead and configure the server pool in the corresponding subnet. So the command is config system DHCP server. Okay, edit 1, this is nothing but an ID, first entry. Now let us set the gateway. So the gateway is nothing but the default server IP. Okay, server IP is 192.168.20.1. 192.168.20.1. and what is the net mask? Subnet mask is 24-bit mask 255.255.255.0. Then what you have to check is we have to set the port, which interface I'm going to assign, that is port 2, right? So set interface port 2. So these are things we have to configure. Now let us go ahead and configure the pool of IP address in this corresponding subnet. Okay, so go to config IP range, this is the thing, and again add an entry, edit 1. So now I'm going to set the start IP and end IP. Already this IP is 20.1, so let us give the start IP as 20.2. don't assign this particular IP, so I'm giving the range like 20.2 to 20.100. okay, set start IP is 192.168.20.2, and set end IP is 192.168.20.100, and then let us save the configuration. So now let us view the configuration. Show system interface port 2. This is for interface configuration what we have done already. And for checking the DHCP server, it is show system DHCP server. So this will show all the corresponding configuration what we did already. So the gateway is 20.1 and the port is port 2 and the subnet mask, then the pool of IP address which is going to assign to the client. So how we can check this information is execute, okay, DHCP lease list. It will show the lease it assigned to the client, okay. So now let us do a ping, execute ping 192.168.1020.1, right? So I'm able to ping the default gateway. So now let us go ahead and check the client IP address. So now let us go to the client end and let us now check the client end configuration. We have to configure this mode as a DHCP mode. Otherwise, it will not assign the IP address to this particular client. Okay. So now let us go ahead, because while doing an execute DHCP lease list, it should show the IP address it assigned to the client. So as of now, still it does not assign any IP address to the client. So now let us go ahead and check the client end. Okay. This is port 2. Show system interface port 2. So the port 2 is a physical port I configured. So here I have not configured anything. So let us change it to set mode as DHCP. Okay. So go to config system interface. Okay. And set mode as DHCP. Okay. We have to go to the corresponding port. Edit port 2 and we have to change it to set mode DHCP. Then we have to allow access. So now you have done the set mode as DHCP, then we have to allow the ping access, right? So these are the configuration from the client and we need to do set allow access ping. Then let us save the configuration and now let us view the configuration. Show system interface port 2. So this mode I have configured as a DHCP mode and then I have set the ping access. So now let us check whether it is getting the IP from the client. Okay. So now it already leaves this IP address from the pool of first pool. Okay. The pool we have given is 20.2. So this IP leads to the client 20.2. So now let us execute ping 192.168.20.2. So I'm able to ping the IP. You are able to see, right? DHCP lease list. So this will show the corresponding IP address and the corresponding MAC address and the port information. Okay. So now let us go to the client end, and how to check the IP from the client end is show system interface, just click a question mark. So now you can see the port to the details. So DHCP is already enabled and the IP it got is 20.2 and the status is up. So if you want, we can do a ping from this corresponding interface, execute ping, and let us ping the server and IP. Server what I have given is DHCP server is 20.1. So I'm able to ping the server. Okay. So this is how we can configure the Fortigate firewall as a DHCP server. And I hope you enjoy this video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more videos. Thanks and have a wonderful day. Thank you.